Welcome to Lock It Down Sports. I'm Locke Hoover. As always, you can follow us on Twitter at Lock It Up Media. That's Lock It Up Media on Twitter. You can also check us out at E5280 Sports. That's E5280 Sports. And today on the Lock It Down Sports podcast, we've got a disappointing trade deadline. Is it a farm system coming to the NFL? And does UT have a chance at this in 2025? And that's really where I want to start the show today, as Tennessee's reached the magic number. What's that magic number? Well, it's talent. So Tennessee has more than half of their roster that are blue chippers, which is 4 and 5 star high school prospects. And why does that matter? Because they're in the national championship conversation. What this also shows me is the continued building of the roster that Josh Heupel has done, and I was very concerned and questioned him when he first got brought in of what can he do? We got this guy from from Central Florida. Can he really do it? Can you really do it? Is he really the right man for the job? He's supposed to have this explosive, good offense, but that was at Central Florida. Can he really do it? And you're seeing the growth there. It took him 4 years now, but he's there. You can see the growth, but you can also see it's not elite yet. And I think Tennessee is pretty much at the point where they can beat anybody at home. They haven't got over the Georgia hump of beating them in Knoxville yet, but they can beat almost anybody at home. And they battle against good teams on the road most times. And that's a sign of progress. And that's where kind of the roster is, as they've got 54% blue chippers, which is one of 18 schools in the college football this year. So you're one of 18, which is, you take that, right? You're one of 18. Here's kind of some of the issue with that. They're ranked 9th in the SEC. 9th out of the top 18. So you've got, and the list goes as followed. You've got Alabama, Georgia, Texas A&M, Texas, LSU, Oklahoma, Florida, Auburn, all ahead of Tennessee in the blue chip rankings as far as talent on your roster and 4 and 5 star high school guys ratings. I think Tennessee is better than some of the schools talent-wise ranked ahead of them. They're better than the likes of Auburn. We've seen what Auburn's done the last 2-3 years. Tennessee beat Florida last year. I think they're better in Florida. Obviously, that one's going to be determined on the field. We're better. I think we're better in Oklahoma. Once again, that one's going to be determined on the field as well. And once again, these teams are the teams that have a chance to win a national championship. We'll get to who won a national championship that wasn't in this situation a little bit later. But I think a lot of this improvement for the blue chippers is coming on the defense side of the ball for Tennessee. You've seen the improvement, stacks on stacks on stacks of quality players. Yes, they're getting the quarterbacks and some receivers. They really haven't hit big on a running back outside of Lewis, Peyton Lewis last year. Dylan Sampson, low 3-star. Bishop, I love him. Another 3-star. I think 3 stars guys that fit Heupel style are fine. Yeah, you love the 5 stars, the 4 stars, of course. But a scheme back that fits Jalen Wright, another 3-star guy, running back. So 3-stars can thrive, and we've seen it in this Heupel offense. So from 2022 to 2025, 51 of the 94 signed in Tennessee's classes were 4 or 5-star players. Like I said, I've talked about this briefly in previous podcasts. You can go back and listen to, and obviously I'm about to get into it now. The quarterback situation, stacked 4 and 5-star guys on top of guys, 4 and 5-star guys, and quarterback, which is important. We'll get to that a little bit later as well. Of course, this year a little bit different. Was going to be Nico. We've seen how that's turned out. Good riddance. Glad he's gone. We'll see what happens with the transfer. Transfers do not really affect the rankings as far as blue chippers. It's straight out of high school guys, and it's very true. It's transfer portal, as we've seen. It's very much like NFL free agency. Oh, I need a guy. I'm going to go plug a guy or two in on my O-line. I need a guy at quarterback. I'm going to go plug him in. I need a receiver or two. I'm going to go get 2 receivers, a DB, whatever. A guy here, there. You don't build your team on transfer classes. You plug 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 guys in. But yeah, and that's kind of what Tennessee's done outside, really through their time. Heupel's wanted to build through the high school ranks, which is, I think, is really important. Like I said, in 24, 25, and 26 upcoming class, Tennessee's had 4 or 5-star quarterbacks. And during some of that time, they got knocked down. One was a 5-star. They bumped him down ratings. Why? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so that's important. Overall wise, big picture, SEC leads with 9 schools in the top 18, and with blue chippers at 50% or above. Big 10 has 5, ACC 3, Big 12 0. Interesting enough, why this matters. Since 2011, only 3 programs have won a title with less than 60% of their roster blue chippers. And I think you're going to hear a common theme here. Florida State, 2013. Clemson, 2016. Michigan, 2024. What do all those teams have in common? First-round quarterbacks. As Florida State obviously had Jameis. Clemson in 16 had Deshaun. And then 2 years ago, J.J. McCarthy at Michigan. 2 of those 3 were generational program-changing quarterbacks, and Jameis and then Deshaun. J.J. McCarthy was good. Not near the talent college-wise to me as Jameis or Deshaun. McCarthy's still a first-round pick, and obviously Minnesota loves him. We'll see what he does in the pros, but that's neither here nor there. He's still a first-round pick. And I don't think Tennessee has a chance this year. Playoffs, yeah, I do. But I think in the future, this is why Tennessee has a chance to win one because of their quarterback potential, their quarterback play. Have a dynamic quarterback. They don't even need to have a stud running back. They can have a solid running back we've seen in Heupel's offense. 4 and 5-star quarterbacks in 24, 25. And then the one coming in now. Another one of those wait and see to see, what he can do. But yeah, so you're gonna have those battle it out next year for the starting role, and one will transfer probably, but you're still gonna have two, and you see what happens. And there's a legit chance that Tennessee could continue to make noise, continue to build, to continue to grow. I mean, the Georgia and Alabama, like 88, 89, 90% of their roster is blue chippers. And Tennessee's beaten Alabama. They've beaten 2 out of the last 3 years. Granted, both at home, like I said. They haven't beaten them in Tuscaloosa yet. But 2 out of 3 ain't bad. And the last 4 they've split. They lost the 2 in Tuscaloosa, won the 2 and they've won the 2 in Knoxville. You can beat good teams now at home. That's where kind of this Tennessee program continues to build at that step. Now, another interesting thing about this, not a surprise, top heaviness of the Big Ten. It's the regulars you would expect to be in this category. The Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, Oregon, Southern Cal. That's your 5 in the Big Ten that are blue chip talent on the roster. Now, do they put it all together? In Southern Cal's case, we'll see. But the talent's there. It's always been there for Southern Cal. But interesting breakdown, and just some front runners you can kind of, the usual suspects are going to be there again this year competing for a national title and in the college football playoff. Yeah, there's some on the outside, right on the outside. Ole Miss in the 40s. And South Carolina as well, or might get in the 50% of the roster start next year. But it's always a fluid situation and just fun data to look at and poke into and see where these teams really fall when it comes to a talent level. Now, speaking of talent level, we've seen the bad talent the Braves have put on the field the last 3 or 4 months now at this point. And the trading deadline has come and gone, and it was the worst trading deadline I've ever seen in my life for the Braves perspective. You had pieces to trade, and you did not trade them. I do not understand this. I don't get it at all. I mean, even if you don't get much, they're going to be free agents at the end of the year. With the way the bullpen market was, you could have gotten something solid for Raisel Iglesias. I mean, when you might lose 100 games, closer really doesn't do you a whole lot of good. He's going to be a free agent. Trade him. He should have netted you at least 2 solid prospects. Heck, even if it's a double-A or single-A guy that projects to be a bullpen guy, and a utility infielder at the big league level, that projects to be a utility infielder at the big league level, or a 4th outfielder type and a bullpen type, a 4th outfielder and a utility type, something. I mean, he's gone at the end of the year. Even if you trade him and you want to bring him back, he's going to be a free agent. That's okay. You can re-sign him. If he's traded to the Yankees or the Mets or whoever, there's teams in the Rangers, Tigers, teams that need bullpen guys. Teams always need bullpen guys. Yeah, I think there's other relievers that should have been traded as well. Like Aaron Bummer, I think is another one that should have been traded. That's more understanding with where the Braves are. Him not being a free agent next year, and I think they're going to be good. I think they're going to be pretty good next year too. I know. And then the other one, Marcell Ozuna, should have traded him as well. He would have had to approve his 10-5 rights, but I think he would have. Yes, he was hurt. He's hurt. But same thing. You could have gotten something for him. A fourth outfielder type, etc. What I just said with Raisel Iglesias. This is something that really irked me from Alex Anthopoulos. He said this at the trade deadline after not really moving anybody. We're not going to just give guys away and dump salary. What? Really? Why not? I mean, they didn't spend on the bullpen this year. They were trying to get by with penny stocks. Rafael Montero, who I'll get to. De Los Santos, who they just DFA'd. I mean, 40-year-old Jesse Chavez. Austin Cox. I mean, 4A guys or a 40-year-old. I mean, I don't understand that. Also, too, we all saw this Liberty Media earlier this year. It's bought some office buildings, but you didn't put that money that you had into the bullpen. I don't know. I'm asking. I mean, wouldn't you think they would have been, Liberty Media would have been okay with a salary dump? They could use that money to buy more office buildings at the very least, Or that goes towards another office building. Heck, maybe it would have given AA more money, whether maybe it's $1 million, maybe it's a couple, $500,000, 100,000, whatever, off the Marcel and Iglesias contract. Even if they ate some money and got something, I mean, why not? I mean, even if you got quad A type arms for a few seasons to ride the Gwinnett Braves Express up and down for a few years for Marcel and Iglesias. There's some value there. There's a little bit of value there. Heck, you could have eaten some money of their salary and even potentially gotten a better prospect. You're paying their salary. Look, you got something for Rafael Montero, but yet you're telling me there wasn't deals out there for Marcell Ozuna and Raisel Iglesias? Makes me really scratch my head. Feel like there's something else going on. I feel like that we don't know. Maybe the financials are off in Liberty Media. But if that's the case, wouldn't they be fine trading off Iglesias and Ozuna to get that off their books? Do you think they're more valuable? Does Liberty Media think they're more valuable to keep on the team to potentially help people buy tickets? At this point, no. I mean, when Marcel is going to play once, maybe twice a week, and then you have Drake Baldwin and Sean Murphy as the DH catcher position, that's what you want. Once again, Iglesias. When you lose 100 games, you don't need a closer. He's not going to be in there very much. And with Drake Baldwin playing, we want him and we need him to play a lot more to potentially win Rookie of the Year. And we all want to win Rookie of the Year for two facets. A, we want to win Rookie of the Year because it's cool. And it's a nice little notch in his feather cap. But also, if he wins Rookie of the Year, that'll earn the Braves an additional draft pick since he was rated in the top 100 prospect by publications, which I don't like that. Prospects have to be rated in publications, but that's neither here nor there. That's the rules. So it would net the Braves another prospect. They're going to have, which would give the Braves more money to spend in the draft next year, which they might need because they're battling for the worst. They're battling for the worst record in all the big leagues. They'll have probably a top 5 pick is what it's looking like this year in the draft in 2026. So why not get another one? Hopefully Drake Baldwin can help him out in that case as well. So by far the worst, most disappointing trade deadline I've seen in a long time for the Braves. And the frustrating thing too is about this is the Braves are out of it and they're not getting any kids up here playing. They're not getting any looks because they're outside of some bullpen guys, which the Braves have some bullpen guys that they can pull up, but Iglesias, that was a spot for a bullpen guy. He's still in the club. Aaron Bummer, that was a place for a bullpen guy. He's still here. Rafa Montero, you traded. But you got to trade from Kinley for the Rockies, which I'm fine with that. You gave him nothing. You gave the Rockies absolutely basically nothing. A double-A middle reliever who's like 26 already. For potentially another Pierce Johnson type. Coming from Colorado, has better numbers on the road than he does in Colorado, which makes a lot of sense. Even if he's a $5 million option next year, pitches well, that's fine. You get a bullpen guy, got him for absolutely nothing for 1 year. Okay, that's fine. You addressed your bullpen at the trading deadline as opposed to the offseason. Yeah, there's probably going to be some more being addressed in the offseason as well. But you made a move for you hope to be a solid reliever, and it's wait and see what happens. Now, something I don't see happening, but Dan Campbell floated this out there, and you think it would be great if this would happen. And he's referring to the UFL becoming the official NFL farm system. And when I read that, I was like, you kind of already got that. Obviously, the big farm system, of course, is college football and the NFL draft, obviously. You can pluck guys off from the CFL, Canadian Football League. And then, of course, the United Football League, the UFL now. But I get his point. I think what he's saying, and I think it could work how it's currently set up because he likes that these guys just played a football season. They're in shape, not sign a free agent of, the free agent running back or receiver. Yeah, I was working out. Were you? I mean, maybe they were, maybe they weren't. You don't know. But I guess the situation could be 4 teams each. So 8 teams in the UFL, and you can divide it evenly in the NFL. So 4 teams for the Birmingham team, 4 teams connected with the Michigan team. 4 teams with the team in Texas. Houston. I think, is it Houston or is it? I think so. Whatever. I couldn't tell you where all the teams are. But there's 8 teams, so 4 each for the NFL, where that's your team where you can exclusively draft players or call up players, option players from that roster, sign to the active roster. If you did 4 teams per team, 4 NFL teams per team, maybe you could treat it like the Major League Baseball waiver wire, where the team with the worst record gets that player. Now, if they have the same record, maybe you do strength of schedule or combined overall record of the teams you've played. If say you're 2-2, the Falcons are 2-2, and the Saints are 2-2. But the Falcons teams that they've played are 3-1. Their Saints are 1-3. The Saints teams are 1-3. The Saints would get that because their opponents have a worse record than the Falcons. Maybe something along those lines might work. It's so that's how I would structure that if it's something along that realm. Now, the league as it stands now would have to stay currently how it is for it to survive alone, to make its TV partners happy and things like that, make revenue for the league and the stands and the places that they're at. Now, I do have like a question on that though. Why would you want to make teams a minor league system and compete with other teams when you can just outright sign any player you want from any one of those teams? Hey, I'm going to bring to my training camp. I like this running back. I like this lineman. Sign them. Just right now. You have the entire league you can sign, but you're also competing against the entire league. Now, and it didn't say this in an article or anything, is referring to a true minor league system like baseball has. We have 31 different UFL teams, and that's like another layer. Would they play at the same time as the NFL and the college football seasons? Because then that league doesn't completely matter. It doesn't matter at all. I don't think it really matters that much. I haven't watched a single game. I mean, okay, I've watched maybe a few snaps, but I'm like, oh, who's on this? Oh, I know that quarterback. Oh, okay, cool. And then I carry on with my day. Or if I'm at work and we've got it on, I'm like, oh, who's playing? Oh, okay. I know that quarterback. He went to Florida State or Texas A&M or Ole Miss or Ohio State, whatever, But that's it. So that would be, then it would be NFL would have to kind of take control of the teams and fund them and all that, just like Major League Baseball teams do with their organizations, their minor league system. So it's a interesting concept. It's something that's I think popped up before of coaches saying like, hey, this would be great, whatever. But I don't see it as a viable. I can see it as viable. It'd be great for the teams. They would love it, but how it's structured now, I don't see it working at all. As always, you can follow me at X at Lock It Up Media. That's Lock It Up Media on X. You can also check us out at E5280 Sports. That's E5280 Sports. I'm Locke Hoover. You've been listening to Lock It Down Sports. Talk to you next week.